Hello, welcome to Nezo's Bad Shop. I'm your host Nezo. How are you now? And well, you can see many of the same letters and some of the same numbers, but not entirely because it's finally time to level up to the Super Drift 2.0. Woo! It almost feels like too soon, almost, sort of, but not entirely. It's been like a year or so since the first SD 1.0 came out, I believe. If I look back in my thing, it came out last year sometime, I think. I'm gonna have to look back. But anyways, yes, we've had the SD 1.0, Super Drift 1.0, the original, and then we had the Super Drift Load Transfer Special where we got real, and now we have the Super Drift 2.0. And here's a picture of it from a little phone device. Because, well, as per new tradition, the boxes are not that exciting to look at. Because they don't put pictures on them anymore. Even this first one had a picture of the car, but not entirely, as you see. So, yeah, there's been a lot of changes, and I hope the biggest change is drivability, because the original one had terrible front end setup from the box. I mean, you can tune out of it, but I mean, when the steering does like that amount of bump, both not on angle and on like no. So, anyways, but there was some nice parts. Big bore shocks, aluminum shock tower, the aluminum axle set that's in there, aluminum rear hub carriers, and option Yokomo shocks. Big bore shocks and the spring, sorry, and aluminum rear shock tower, and aluminum chassis plate. So there were some nice pieces on it, but in terms of the out-of-box config, it wasn't that good to drive. So unless you tune it, it didn't really get that good. And then with the whole Get Real Load Transfer Lease special, with that, it was the same chassis plate, but they put the battery up high. They still gave us aluminum shock towers. They did high front knuckle, as you see there. They didn't do the axle studs. They didn't give us a slide rack. Oh, that's the one thing. Yeah, this car has the one-piece slide rack. I forgot to say one-piece slide rack there. Lightweight design. This car had the bell crank, plastic shocks, or resin as they called it. The same option spring, though, I think, as the other car. No, not the same option spring, sorry. So these springs are actually longer. These are, I think, from the off-road car. So longer spring. Aluminum shock tower, but it's been raised. Aluminum razors for the high knuckle positioning. Aluminum rear shock tower, and that was it. But this load transfer was a lot more fun out of the box. The high knuckles fun, and a lot of people getting big weeble wobble on because of the high battery position. But yeah, they did take away quite a lot of aluminum, and the price points were pretty much the same. So I'm in Canada, so the original SD was $710 retail. The SD 1.0 was $699, but this one was more fun to drive. And pretty much everyone at my track agreed. Local track strictly sideways. So with that, I hope this SD 2.0 has the drivability of this. But the nice part is this car, with this one, they threw in a lot of aluminum again, and I'm going to go through that really quickly. I'm not going to do a big comparison between this. I'll wait till this is built, and then I'll do a bigger comparison and more side by side and that kind of stuff at that point. But for now, just going to take you through a little bit from the screen here. So that's what the car looks like. Okay, so as you can see, there's many visual differences from just the main chassis plate. Yeah, mostly the main chassis plate and where the servo is positioned there. Because on these cars, the servo is positioned right up at the front. And this one's up at the front, but upside down like the SX3 style. That sort of older style. Yeah, and so those are the two major like things that sort of jump right out at you. But as I jump through this, I'm just gonna rhyme off all the parts that came with this. Let's jump back. So biggest changes if we flip through here. So what you're seeing is, yes, new chassis deck. It's carbon, because before we had aluminum and plastic. Okay, so now we've gone carbon fiber. Woo. Servo position has been changed. It's moved back. We now have a long turnbuckle going up to a front steering crank system, which that steering crank system, kind of like a bell crank, but they call it steering crank. That drives the one-piece slide rack, the lightweight one. And I think it's a slightly updated design from the one that's in this car, because it looks a little bit different. This one in here, it almost looks like, I think it's the one from the MD 1.0, because I'm going to get to another thing about the MD 1.0 that is in the SD 2.0 car here. So I think that slide rack is from the MD one. I will confirm that after the build, but I think that's what the deal is. So they've yes, they've added some MD bits, some Master Drift bits to Super Drift. So that's what you can see there. Next photo here. Yeah, see there. Yeah, okay, I can totally see it now. I looked at these photos before and I was like, why does that slide rack look different to that one? Well, because that's from the Master Drift. So that's neat. So that's that. And from this photo, you can also see, look, aluminum toe blocks, suspension mounts. Whereas this car didn't have it and this car doesn't have it. So that's nice. The axle set has returned. That's nice, because it was in this car, but not in that car. You can see a different spring there, and the big bores have returned. So we have aluminum shocks again and different springs, which we'll see there. There's the axle set. And you'll also note, look at that knuckle. That's different, because that is from the S, the YD2S. This is the high knuckle that was designed for the load transfer, and a little transfer special version. And so that knuckle there, they said that they redesigned that knuckle to work with that slide rack. So that's a new knuckle design. So that's updated. That's cool. So that's different and new. There's the underside of the chassis plate, very slim, lots of cutaway for the suspension arms there and in the rear. And aside from the aluminum toe blocks there, we have another shot. There's another picture of this from their website. There's that photo we saw earlier. I'll get to the rear suspension in a second. High motor mount, very similar to the LTS high motor mount there. The original 1.0 does have a high motor, but it's not super high. It's on an angle. And yeah, ignore all the electronics in these photos because it doesn't come with it, or wheels or tires, or battery. But yeah, so that's where the motor stands, and it also doesn't come with a pinion. I read that right off the website. That's becoming a habit trend, which I don't. Nobody likes that. Everyone dislikes that. Okay, just no. All right, so moving on. So there's the chassis, and it's a split. It's a multi-piece chassis, front part and rear part, and they did that for flexibility. As you can see, there's some screws not in there. However, you'll notice one. The suspension blocks are wide, and that is the D and the E and the short arm spec, which showed up in the SX3 lineage and of the YD2s. And the diff outdrive is aluminum, so that's nice. So aluminum outdrive differential. I believe it's the standard gear diff as per tradition. We're going to find out. Okay, here, so yeah, now on the front shock tower, that shock tower is the same as that one, so that's nice. Big bores are back. The springs are different. Both front and rear springs are different. They have updated the spring, so that's neat. Now, one of the major things there, that transmission, that is from the Master Drift. That is a 3D printed version, but in this box should be aluminum, so that's a 4-gear. Apparently you can do 3 or 4-gear. They give you the option plates apparently, but I'm going to do 4-gear. That's the jam. That seems to work the best. You can see the spring there. We're going to get a better picture of that. There's the apparent out-of-box setup. They said they tried to maximize and redo the geometry because I guess they realized, yeah, from what we were saying, that was no good. This was better, but this should be an evolution of that. More so than an evolution of that. I hope they do a 2.0 load transfer and really tart it up. That would be cool. So moving on from that, another shot of the transmission and the motor and stuff in the rear end. There's that shot. Where's the spring? So there's the spring. So that's the rear spring, and you saw the front spring had way more coil. So apparently this is a progressive style spring. Very cool. Quick change diff out the rear. And yeah, so the Master Drift transmission, quick change out the bottom. They've modified it so you can get quick change out the butt. And the last piece is that rear hub carrier. That is redesigned. Because in this car, you get an aluminum version of the old like E-block. Looks kind of shiny edge as well, sort of. But yeah, that's an older version. In the LTS, you get the old S rear hub carrier and from the YD2S. And now that's been redesigned as well. So redesigned front knuckle, redesigned rear hub carrier. So that's very cool. I like that. So that's that. And that's what the car looks like, and all the major changes and revisions and things like that. Let me go back to dun, 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 dun. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So I mean, it does look pretty nice, and in terms of the parts and the amount of carbon and the amount of aluminum you get quite a lot, and that whole transmission casing is aluminum too. So it should be a looker. Like on paper, we've got a great recipe here. So without further ado, now that we've gone through all that, a whole 10 minutes of light comparison and looking through the phone there on the pictures, cut the seal, let's unbox it. And yes, so first thing I see is many parts. That's good. I'm just gonna move no, I'll leave the cars there. We'll leave them there. I'm just gonna move them sort of out of the way there. Very nice. Okay, new filming area is working out pretty good. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new filming area. It's working out, or if I should modify or change anything. But anyways, you're here for the unboxing. And of course, ye old glorious screw bag for the Super Drift 2.0. So again, I'll check and see how good this is, do Constructor Digest, make sure they got everything correct, didn't screw up part numbers and all that stuff. So that's a new standard issue thing. Let's move that there so we got more space. Okay, screw kit. And this is familiar, bag 11. This is YD2 bumperage and all that stuff, body posts, etc. And it looks like we're getting the standard YD2 rear body posts, which is good. Not having to use 4. Oh yeah, because it's a regular shock tower. That's right. Oh yeah, that's one cool thing. They did put the YD2 style shock tower on a modified Master Drift transmission, so that's going to be interesting to look at as well. And that retains the that should retain the body post geometry. So that, if that's true, that's a good thing. Now, oh whoa, bag 2. Look at all the ball cups. Holy moly, that's a lot of ball cups. I'm guessing they send 2 ball cup trees worth. Wow. Oh, look at the bearings in that thing. That's probably for the crank mechanism. There's the slide rack. That's definitely from the Master Drift. That's super slim. So that's cool. Ooh, look at that. Look at aluminum Y piece. What the heck is that for? Is that part of the like bell cranky thing? That's interesting, that piece. That's new. Okay. Nice. What else? Let's see. Ooh, oh, this is the big bores. Yeah, latest revision of the big bore. And the springs are there. Look at those springs. Yeah, they look pretty beefy. That's good. What oil? What oil number did they throw in this one? Because the original 1.0, I think they did 200, 300. I think. I can't remember if they did or they might have done 50. I'm going to have to go back. But and then the load transfer was 50 weight oil, and in the resin plastic shocks. Number 50. All right, 50 weight oil. So they changed the spring, gave us 50 weight oil. 4-hole pistons as standard in the big bore. Yoko, yep. What color O-rings, actually? I'm curious. Blue, it looks like. Ooh, yeah, blue O-rings. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Okay, money's starting to come good here. Your dollar is very worth it, it looks like, on this one. Even though this is 900, we're getting quite a lot. And here is bag 4, the transmission. Oh, look at that. Shiny edges and everything. That looks good. 0. Oh, the plates say... Oh, okay, so the plates just say 0. They don't even say 4. So that must mean it mounts the diff in such a way that you can just move the gear placements around based on this slightly redesigned Master Drift transmission. That's my guess. Ooh, even the motor plate's different, too, from the Master Drift. Similar, but it's like shorter version of it. Swank. I like it. What size... spur gear? 80. Okay, cool. And of course, no pinion gear, as per tradition. New tradition, don't like it. As we said, thumbs down for the no pinion, but otherwise, that looks really nice. The transmission, very, very good. We'll leave that there. What is this? This is bag 8. The axle shafts, the drive shafts, the cup, drive cup protectors. There's those plastic knuckles, the new one. Yeah, they kind of look. They remind me of the Reeve D one a little bit. The new Reeve D one, because they're so slim and like less stuff off it. And I noticed, yeah, not as offset off the for the caster, so that's different. New, and there's the new rear plastic one right there. Less holes at the top, but I think it might have extended the bottom a little bit. Can't tell, but that's different design, so that's cool. Bag 8, lovely. Now, I grabbed this one because toe blocks. You can hear them. They put one in loose, flopping around in there. Battery mounts, they give you both, and then that's part of the rear chassis plate, and that's the toe blocks. D and E and B's up front. That looks cool. I can't wait to look at that in a second. Okay, this is a bag of many things, and we are going to undo the many things. Look at that chassis plate. And when we do the many things, baggery. I don't know, put you over there. Okay. Now, shock towers, front bulkhead. Yep. Okay, that's pretty much the same as the original SD. Pretty close anyway. Looks good. Very good. Bag 7, lower front arms, those have not changed. Upper arms, those have not changed. I'm pretty sure they look the same. Pins and stuff, and the the spacer bits for the inserts for the toe block, suspension mount. Bag 7, very good. Bag 3, 10,000 weight oil. We've gone back to 10,000. We were doing like, there was 5,000 for a while, and then there was 7,500 in one of those other cars, and now back to 10,000. So that's an oil gear diff as per tradition. Oh, spacer rings. Oh, this must be, these rings might be for the MD transmission to get this to fit a bit better or something. And then there's the black grease, which I've found in one of the manuals said recently that black grease on the seal of the diff helps the diff to stay leak-free longer. So I'm going to try that as well. Very good. And aluminum out drives, like I said. Mwah. Good. Bag 5, this is for the servo. Different servo mounts because it's a different position. The horns are the same, but there's that super long turnbuckle. Nice. There was another, one of the MST kits, one of the RMXs, or one of the versions said, oh yeah, you can mount the servo further back, but guess what? We don't give you the turnbuckle. Well, Yokomo gives you it because this is the only way, not the only way, but this is the way they want you to mount the servo, so that's nice. So don't give me opinion, but you give me a nice super long turnbuckle. Okay. Bag 12, top of the, this is the upper deck. And the other part of the upper deck is like a two-piece upper deck, sort of, kind of. Yeah, that's different because plastic upper deck there, plastic upper deck there. Now we've got carbon. So we've gone from aluminum, plastic to carbon, carbon. I was wondering about that. But anyways, bag 9, there's the E block. So what's the blocks over here? Oh, right, that's the BB and the D, and then that other block goes along the bottom of the, towards the rear of the chassis near the transmission. So nice, there's a good amount of aluminum in here. Short style rear arm, the 45 millimeter, I think that is. Yep, okay, good, very good. And look at that chassis plate, that's gnarly. This reminds me, yeah, this middle bit, now that I look at it like that, the middle bit really reminds me of the Master Drift. Like this sort of section. Like, yeah. So from about, like, delete that, this middle strip. That's basically where I see Master Drift influence and design. So yeah, they're kind of mixing and matching things now. Trying different stuff. I like that. That's good to see. And parts are starting to evolve from the YD2. Generation, like they're starting to tinker with them and redesign them and stuff, which is very nice. And well, what have we come to here? We've come to a Yokomo something. I'm going to open that in a second. First we're going to check out the instruction manual. And ooh, oh look, see, look at this now. Okay, now they're starting to up their game. This is good. It's funny, I forgot to make a gripe about a recent unboxing where there were no stickers in it. I'll do that again later, but this is great. Look at this. See, I didn't get one of these in the Master Drift, but look, Super Drift 2.0 poster. Look at that. I mean, it's all in Japanese. Like, it's all in Japanese, but I don't care. That looks great. Like that, like this, for example, like I had the other I had the load transfer one. I got one of these for the load transfer, the little transfer car, and I had it framed because the boss of Strictly Sideways also does framing. So he put it in a frame and just on. Oh no, we plaqued it. That's what we did. We plaqued it, and man, it looks mint on those. So I'm gonna get him to plaque this one. This is gonna go on my wall in here somewhere. And I want to get more of these and like I want to plaque them. Oh, look at the option parts on the back too. Cool. Oh, I almost want to like. I want another one of these to do both. Like, this is great for advertising too, so I'm gonna try and get some more of these. So thank you, Yokomo, for putting more of this in the thing. So this is great. Like, I'm really happy to see this for the actual car, so I can show off my ride to my friends. Look at that. Oof, new car. Look what I just got. Right? That's cool. I'm very pleased with that. And they even threw in a second one. So this is what I was thinking last time when I got Master Drift original black one, I think it was, not the purple, one of them. It had a rookie off-road poster only, and I was like, yeah, I just bought like a $1,000 Canadian car kit, and I've got a poster for a plastic car. That didn't make sense to me, but doing this, giving me that poster and throwing this in saying, hey, check out our touring car, or check out other stuff we make, even this looks cool. And this is their new front wheel drive BD touring car series car. So, I mean, this is neat. Like, so if you weren't into on-road or wanted to try something different, it's like, check out this. So, and it's called the Master Speed. Well, the BD front-wheel drive, but I guess it's the Master Speed collection or whatever. So that's cool. So there's some option parts, right? That looks cool. So that's kind of neat, too. We get 2 for 1. 2 posters in 1. That's a big plus. Okay, so aside from that, I just wanted to look at that because this looks like a catalog, but I don't want to like jump into it just yet. So, anyways, let's look at this. They've put cool posters in here. The instructions look good. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, there wasn't really anything else I needed to check in here, I don't think, because answered most of the questions. Pinion gear sold separately. Yeah. Now, what about setup sheet? Actually. Nope, no setup sheet yet. This Yokomo's starting to slack on the setup sheets. The only one from this new, there's 2 actually. The Rookie Drift, which was the YD2Z, and then the Super Drift has no setup sheets. The Master Drift does have a setup sheet, surprisingly. But yeah, okay. So, all right. So that's the instructions. Super Drift 2.0. Okay, now this, which is wrapped up in wrapping. There's the Tsukuba RC Arena. So I was like a week ago, year old or so, when I realized by Googling and looking up the website that Tsukuba RC Arena was formerly Yatabe RC Arena. So when I found that out, I'm like, oh great, I've got tons of these coupons now. I got like probably a week's worth of admission or whatever those are for. I think they're for 1-day track admission or something. I have like at least 4 or 5 of them, if not more. Okay, and there's the tape is fighting me. Oh yes, got it. So, not only did we get 2 posters, we've gotten a sealed package in the Super Drift 2.0, and that sealed package include. Wow, look at all this stuff. Okay, starting to get impressed. Somebody at Yokomo must have been watching my videos lately. They had to have, because they've been giving these things for a while, which is cool. I got another one of those. And the Super Drift. Oh, look at that. That's nice. I think they did this, but it was a different color. It was the Super Drift thingies were red. They weren't this color. That's awesome. So SD. It doesn't say 2.0, but it says SD. Good. Stickers. Wow. Beautiful. Yes. Tons of things. Beautiful. 2 posters. Beautiful. Now, what's all this? The Yokomo catalog from May 2023. I literally just downloaded the digital version of this, so now I have a literal full actual. Oh, look at that. See, this is what I wanted in the MD. I wanted this poster. Maybe we'll just cut. Don't wreck it. Maybe we'll just cut this up. Slice the pages out. Yeah, because I have one of those. Let me just slice the page out and put this on a plaque. I almost want to. Okay, I want to look through this quickly. Oh, this is awesome. This is the first time I've seen a Yokomo catalog from 2023. The BD12. So you see the front wheel drive touring car similar to that. There's the Master Off-Road, the other off-roads, batteries. They sell the chargers. Blah, blah, blah. Yokomo, if you're listening, 3500s. People have been asking us for this for time, and apparently you won't send them to Canada anymore. What gives? Figure it out. We can get those, but we can't get those. What's the deal? Yeah. And yeah, more electronics, the motors. BL4, BLR4. Where's the RPX? BL3P. RPX3, RPXS. Oh, the RPX2 is discontinued, I think, because I don't see it here. And they didn't do them in colors. They did the motor in color, but not the other stuff. But catalog though, like they put a catalog in. There it is, Tsukuba RC Park. That's basically it. There was Yatabi, as far as I know. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So yeah, a whole two posters, a whole catalog. That's dope. That's really nice. The guys are gonna like looking at that at the track. And then this is something about support package. Check. Let's get started. Okay, yeah. So the team there will help you online with the website. I'm guessing they're trying to get it more up to date or whatever. They have done a good amount of work to the website, but just a couple more little touch-up things or a couple more digital downloads. But at least when I went looking and downloaded the digital version of this manual was already online, which good. You're starting to get a little more efficient with things like that. But I'm super pleased because there's a lot of aluminum in this car. Good. It seems like it's got the value here finally. I got two posters. That's dope. That's really nice. A catalog, nice stickers, the traditional admission. This was good. This is good. I like this. I'm feeling really good about this one. Yes, very good. Excellent. I don't know what else to say. That was quite comprehensive, actually. Yeah, so that's it. Unbox the SD 2.0. Yeah, somebody commented, I can't remember the username, but someone commented asking about the slide rack adjustment. I mentioned in my SD 1.0, is it the 1.0? Oh, okay, yeah. So because this car has the slide rack from the MD, you can refer to my Master Drift Constructor's Digest, and I explain how to adjust the slide rack in those videos. There's two of them, one for the black car and one for the colored car, the purple one. Excuse me. And yeah, because this has the slide rack from the MD. Excuse me. Whew, been going hard. Oi. I'm gonna have to have a break after this. But yeah, going hard. And what was I gonna say? Brain kind of shut off there. Well, otherwise, yeah, there's not much to say. The unboxing's done. Oh, the slide rack, yeah, because this has the this has the slide rack from the MD1, and it has transmission modified version of the transmission from the MD1. Excellent. Yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. This one I'm quite excited about, actually. I'm hoping this will be a banger out of the box, but even with a light tune, it should be a banger. Yeah, super excited, and I'll probably start building it right after this. I'm so excited about it. This car, I'm not sure. Me and the boss at Strictly, we're not sure what we're gonna do with it. Whether it's gonna enter my personal collection of things in Yokomo's, or it's gonna end up as a pre-built roller for the Strictly shop. One of the two. But I can tell you, just before I sign off, there was something about Master Drift pre-assembled and being limited edition with numbers. I posted about it in the Master Drift Facebook group. I can't believe they're doing that. Anyways, that's a story for another day. But yes, Super Drift 2.0 unbox complete. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've already picked one up, because a couple people were already commenting, hey, you're gonna get one. I want hoping for this video, hope you do that video, do shakedown, whatever. A lot of people, I say a lot, but a few viewers out there, thank you for watching, and you guys were wondering if I would get one and do it up and all that stuff, and yes, here it is, and we're gonna do it. So yeah, stay tuned for all that. Once I get it running with electronics, whatever, then I'll do a more comprehensive comparison, way more side by side, more in depth, talking about all three of these super drifts, because we have one rookie drift version. Technically we have three super drifts, and we have two Master GIF versions, 1.0s basically, colored and non-colored, and they were different, slightly different parts and configuration of the box. So, yes, the new generation of Yokomos is starting to take off now, especially with this 2.0 lineage. I expect in Master GIF 2.0, maybe that limited thing I just mentioned is the 2.0 version for now. That or yeah, Rookie Drift 2.0 would be neat. There was even an addendum for that too. So many things, but yes. So yes, 30 minutes in. Let me know if you got all the way through, and see you soon with more Yokomo stuff on track, etc., etc. And we're, oh, if anyone's in the Toronto area, we'll be at Import Fest this weekend, July 29th, a couple days from now. Doing a little drift demo there like we've done for many, many years. So you can check us out there, and we'll put on a little show for you. So, thank you for watching, and yeah, stay tuned for more, and bye for now.